Thank you for being here. I'm excited to present my new painting series as well as do a short EEG performance. So it'll be a new system that I'm trying out, and it will be converting electricity in the brain into different syllables. And so it'll be a very beginning attempt to form sentences with syllables. What I did is I went through and recorded my own voice enunciating most of the major syllables of the English language and the most dominant syllables. And so you'll be hearing syllables coming together, from my brain activity. The concept behind this overall project, and it's called Forms. And during the pandemic, as many art projects do, it started with just a brief flash or a vision in my mind. And I had a vision of seeing a big letter form on a textured white canvas. And that began my search into this message, into this process. And I considered what form is, particularly after reading a research paper on quantum physics that explained that as long as we have form, we're in the finite world. And if we lose our form, we can no longer be here and we disappear into infinity. So I started going through newsprint and cutting out different sections of text. I wanted that to be a part of the texture of the paintings. And mid-pandemic, I was really overwhelmed by how much suffering there was literally in every article. But as I pieced it together, and kind of zoomed out from the details, I realized that suffering is also a part of this gift of having a physical form, and that because the suffering has form, it's finite too. It's not infinite. So the paintings, I've done a series of them, and they're 30 by 30 inches, and each one contains one letter from the sentence, "Without form, we disappear into infinity." And so the first four of those, WITH, are the paintings in this exhibit. And my intention is for these paintings to live in different places with different owners and all the pieces of the larger puzzle. So it's the idea is to make them and just have these different letters go out into the world, and that over time, the pieces of these sentences will become damaged or lost, and that's an intentional part of the project, that all forms are impermanent and will inevitably disappear. And the performance I'll be doing today with the EEG is a live version of this process. And so it's using the EEG headband. So it's a Muse EEG headband, which I'll be wearing. So I'll use this EEG headband to read the electricity from my brain and trigger and compose English syllables together. And so it's the idea of rendering these forms from the invisible part of the psyche and then into the perceivable form. So it's a way of taking consciousness and then rendering it into a form that you can perceive. So with that, I will get started. So thank you again for being here, and for OnView Gallery and Bex Hearn for having me perform and present my paintings. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. 10, ing, ed, tense, mesh, va, su, men, one, ness, har, sun, mer, mem, t, per, form, ings, mon, ten, mo, sir, gran, unbless, no, t, it, full, ties, see, miss, play, no, what, mill, cove, will, lend, mole, fixes, me, win, cat, s, work, mod, writ down, park, full, lab, shun, sun, re, subni, side, where, of, meant, ho, shook, ters, come, so, prac, Some la or by land near sir do dan fa stand lar hail out pen sa have